Hello, I'm John Riley with Carousel Digital Signage. I am so excited about Carousel, Jamf, and Apple TV, and I believe that this combination of technology has the ability to change the way we think about visual communication and collaboration. At Carousel, our mission is to help organizations create spaces where people feel welcomed, informed, and connected by using digital signage. Now, historically, this has meant putting signage displays into areas like entryways, break rooms, and common areas. Now, however, Apple TV has unlocked the potential to put signage in so many more places, allowing you to truly transform your space. But before we explore this more, let's dive into how a digital signage system works. There are two basic parts to a digital signage system. There's the content management software that lets you create and manage the content that you see on your screens. And there's a media player, which is the hardware device that shows your content on a screen. At Carousel, we focus on making the best content management software, and we use third-party media players to show your content. So obviously, we've got some pretty strong opinions about media players. So let's talk about why we prefer Apple TV as the best media player above everything else we've ever seen. So way back in the olden days, media players were often just simple Windows PCs, and they certainly got the job done. However, they did come with some pretty serious drawbacks. Primarily, this was because they were designed to be general-purpose computers and not really the best media players. This meant that occasionally you might see things on your screen like the Windows desktop, or perhaps a stray Windows Update notification. This kind of stuff doesn't build a ton of confidence with your audience. And on top of that, the Windows-based players were often amongst the most expensive media players out there. And this can really put limits on your deployment options. Now, later on, a new breed of purpose-built media players arrived on the scene. Now, because these were purpose-built, they often made for a much better digital signage experience than the Windows PCs did. But they too came with their own set of limitations. These devices were typically built by embedded device manufacturers, and they used either their own proprietary software stacks or maybe open source software that they heavily customized. In either case, this made them fairly hard to manage by IT departments because they were essentially unknown little boxes sitting on your network with unknown security risks. All in all, this was a world of hard compromises. And as a signage company, we lived in this world for years. Until Apple TV. Apple TV is simply amazing because it's a dedicated media player. It has a modern, secure, and supported operating system. And it's completely manageable by the tools that IT teams already know and love, like Jamf. Oh, and by the way, Apple TV costs a fraction of the price of the classic media players. So for us, this is completely game-changing. So great, but what can we do with it? Well, first, let's start with deployment. The very thought of deploying dozens or hundreds or even thousands of the unmanageable, expensive media players, it sounds like a nightmare. But this is where the combination of Jamf, Apple TV, and Carousel really comes to the rescue. It's all in a process that we like to call shrink wrap to signage. This means that you really don't have to touch the media players at all. Well, you do have to take them out of the box and plug them in, but really that's about it. So here's how it works. You simply buy your Apple TVs using your Apple Business Manager account that you've connected with Jamf Pro. And while you wait for them to arrive, connect up your Jamf Pro and Carousel accounts. Then tell Jamf Pro to enroll these Apple TVs as Carousel media players. With that done, as soon as they arrive, unbox them, hook them up to the network, and power them on. Within just a couple of minutes, they will automatically provision themselves with all the appropriate settings. They'll install the Carousel Signage app into single app mode and immediately start displaying your standardized messaging and branding, all by themselves. This is shrink wrap to signage. It's completely managed, it's secure, and you can put them everywhere. Okay, so now we have digital signage throughout our facility, and now we can get even more value. Because your signage is running on Apple TV, you can enable AirPlay connections to any of your digital signs, turning them all into instant collaboration spaces. So imagine working with your colleagues and sitting down in front of any screen in the building and instantly collaborating with AirPlay. Whether that's in a standard conference room, or maybe a hoteling space, a huddle room, a hallway, or even your front lobby. And when you're done, your displays automatically return to your standard messaging and branding. And it gets even better. The integration between Carousel and Jamf Pro, it runs deep. We are not done after app delivery. This integration allows Carousel to actually interrupt and override any of the active AirPlay sessions in order to display urgent messaging. You know, just in case something really important is happening in the office right now. This integration allows you to deliver urgent, location-specific, visual communication to your teams, wherever they are in your facility. And this plays such an important role in making your entire staff feel welcomed, informed, and connected in your space. We are so excited about this combination of Apple TV, Jamf, and Carousel, and we really believe that this is the best solution to extend collaboration and visual communication into all parts of your organization. Thank you for watching.